Hey guys, Garrulous Monitoring here. So I just got done reading about another 20 minutes of HTML coding and a few interesting points. Again, some fairly intuitive stuff, but things that you don't necessarily think about until someone points it out to you. And they were talking about how HTML code was so different, like the way people used it was so different that they had some troubles with standardizing everything. And this is why people used developed separate tools to help people sort of put all this stuff together. And that's interesting because Building Websites for Dummies is two separate books here. Recommends using Adobe Dreamweaver to work with HTML documents. So the book I just read was saying you can still do it by hand, and and you shouldn't have to feel like you need a program. And Building Websites is saying that, oh, you should go with Adobe Dreamweaver. So I think it's very interesting how that works, where sometimes there's a non-standard way of doing things, and people try to create a standard. I also thought it was funny because it kind of reminded me of how third-party video game developers hate developing things for Nintendo because the formatting is so different for their system. Now, I don't understand all the technical reasons behind it, but long story short, third parties don't typically like making games for Nintendo, which is why Nintendo has such a unique IP, because they're the only ones who can develop games for themselves. It's very interesting how that works out, how when you don't have some standards that cross over between things, it can create problems. So again, I don't understand why all of that works. I only understand that it does. Very interesting information. So anyway, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some vocabulary. I'm starting to get a little bit tired, and as I get more tired, I usually do more vocabulary stuff because reading vocabulary doesn't require as much attention. So what I do is I watch One Piece while I do my vocabulary cards, so it makes life a little bit easier for me. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do Spanish for about an hour and 20 minutes here, so we'll see how it goes.